the FVCFFVYFFLFFS episode 10.
That's the best we've ever done it.
Wow, I mean, who are we? That's amazing. Nice work.
High five.
We brought it. I want to hear some love about that.
Neither of us left each other hanging.
That's right. But anyway, so let's start off with, take a look at last week's water bet right now.
I am so excited because we're going to show the water bet payoff because I won and Aaron lost. Unfortunately, he bet on Connor to beat the second best team.
Yeah, come on, Connor.
So we're going to spin the wheel of water. We want to spin it?
Yes, we are here from Abby and Isaac's bathroom since it's cold outside.
Because Aaron's a big chicken. He doesn't
All
want to
right,
get
so
wet
here
outside.
we go. We're spinning the wheel, and we're seeing what we get here. And we've got a... I always get spin twice.
Classic.
So I guess that probably means that you just...
You stand there and I throw
See,
water
that's
at
perfect.
you.
You just fling it at me however you want. All right?
All right, Jenny, you ready?
Oh, dang it. All right, whatever. Oh, hold on. Take my phone.
Wait, he's going to keep his phone in his pocket, right?
No, take my phone.
Okay,
Man, it's already
I'll
wet in here. My socks are soaked now.
Are you ready?
Whenever you're ready, give it to me.
It's classic. Abby, do you want to see?
I don't.
Hold on, Abby's got to come so she can see.
I don't think you have
We're going to have we're recording in front of a live studio audience. Can you see?
I don't think you have it in you, boy.
You don't think so? Here we go.
All right, man, that's like, we got it on the freaking clock. Look at that. Wow. Oh, man.
Classic.
That is
That's all I have to
really
say.
uncomfortable. All right, water bet paid. And we're back after the water bet, so let's move on to the matchups.
I don't think we need to move on. I think we need to savor the water bet payout.
And we're moving on to the matchups.
It was very fun for me, and you had no faith in me, you big jerk.
You almost lost. We'll get to that in a bit.
But I didn't.
We'll get to that in a bit.
No one's going to look back and say you almost lost. They're going to see a W in the win column.
Nobody remembers who lost the Super Bowl except the Seattle Seahawks when they didn't run it with Marshawn Lynch.
But everybody remembers who got soaked in the water bet this week.
So anyway, the first matchup, starting off with Chewbacca's Landry versus Car Wrecked. And it is Isaac versus Casey and Brody. And Isaac walks away with the loss, 114.5 points.
This was the junior high bowl.
This was the junior high bowl versus Casey and Brody, who get the W with 125 points.
What does it mean when two 7th graders beat up an 8th grader in fantasy football?
It's like a 14th grader beating up a...
You said it's like a fart.
No, a fart taint. I was Irish for a second. It's like a fart taint. Fart taint. Fart taint.
Speaking of Irish, I can't wait to watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People on Disney Plus. This is one of my favorites from my kids. You ever seen that movie?
No idea what that is. So, alrighty.
Look it up on Disney Plus.
Casey and Brody move up to 6-4 on the season. Isaac is also 6-4.
He moves down though.
Moves down to 6-4. So to start with for Isaac, the interesting thing here's the award that we're going to give him.
But they are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were.
Sorry.
And we let them off the hook.
But
they are who we thought they were.
Okay, that didn't work.
They are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
I don't know what we're doing.
Okay, let's try it now for
Here
real.
we go.
But they are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
So this is the snatch defeat from the jaws of
the thanks coach part.
This is the snatch defeat from the jaws of victory award.
You just roll out through.
And
that's stopping you.
Why stop when you? It's just like it interrupts the whole thing. I'm in a flow, and then you're like, you didn't let it go.
The thanks coach in, and
I know I didn't let it go. I'm moving on because that's what you do in show business. And you gotta bring it up.
We're not in show business. We're in your basement.
All right, cut that whole section. Start this over again.
Welcome to the FVCFFVYFFLFFS.
Here is Isaac's award. We're going to do it correctly. So to start with, Isaac got the loss this week. Here is his award. It's a new award.
But they are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Thanks, Coach.
The award is the Snatch Defeat from the Jaws of Victory Award. And that was a little sound clip from a coach being very frustrated that they let him off the hook. And Isaac let Casey and Brody off the hook. He had it won. It went into the final day. All he needed to win that matchup was for the Seattle... the 49ers defense. All he needed was the 49ers defense to have a reasonable week. Anything less than 10 points would have been fine, 10 points or under. And the 49ers defense scores 19 points against the Seahawks. 21 points they allowed, 5 sacks, 1 interception, 3 fumbles, and a touchdown. About the best week you can have for a defense. And that is what put Isaac over the edge. In addition to that, he also had an award.
Did you tell him the name of the award?
I did. Snatch Defeat from the Jaws of Victory.
I didn't remember that part.
So then they also had a Bust Award for Cooper Kupp this week, who scores 0 points. Had been one of the top receivers in the NFL. So very unlucky for Isaac this week. He was very disappointed that he has now lost Casey and Brody twice in the same year, and he was very upset. So Isaac's frustrated that Casey and Brody are who he thought they were. and he let him off the hook. So anyway, Casey and Brody get a very special award. It didn't look good until their defense showed up and scored a whole ton of points. They had a great week from Derrick Henry, but that was about it this week. A decent week from Lev Bell, but man, that defense really put them over the top.
It's a good thing they traded with Kyle for Derrick Henry
so
that Isaac could
very
lose.
fortunate to pull away with the W, but hey, a W is a W.
And our next matchup is, no, this is Patrick versus I'm Marissa's Minion. And it's Abby versus Kyle. And if you are young, you may want to look away. Parents, if you're watching this with your children, you may want to cover their ears and close their eyes. Abby got the loss. Kyle got the win. Kyle, 147.34. It's pretty much 150 points. Abby, 82.76, just under 83 points. Abby goes down to 4-6. Kyle goes up to 9-1, and unfortunately, Abby gets the
ouch.
Here's more. And so Abby's team, her quarterback Fitzpatrick, 13 points. I'll get to that.
We don't have another.
Oh, if
that's all right.
You can do that, and then I'll do the thing.
All right.
So her quarterback, 13 points. Joe Mixon, 17, not bad. But Saquon Barkley let her down 5.5 points.
He was rough this week.
DK Metcalf, 8 points. Jared Cook, tight end, 10. That's not bad. Devontae Parker, 9, I guess. Mason Crosby, 6. Saints, 3 points. So not a ton of stuff. And unfortunately for her, she didn't do so good. And another reason why, this is where you're feeling.
Oh, so this week, Abby was a little bit disappointed because she actually had her full team back. I mean, when you look at Jared Cook had been injured or on bye, and he came back and was ready to play. She had kind of a full team. Joe Mixon actually scored her some good points. She had to play Ryan Fitzpatrick this week.
Well, the reason she had to play is for the second award. She gets the...
This is the bye
award. She had 4 players on bye. TJ McLaurin, Sony Michel, Deshaun Watson, her best quarterback, Julian Edelman, a great receiver for her.
Yep.
She had 4 people on bye. She didn't have much choice of who to play. And unfortunately, she didn't have much choice on who to play in her matchup this week because Kyle gets the... Juggernaut. If I'm going to talk about the Juggernaut, you got to be in charge of it. So... I'm Marissa's Minion, got 150 points practically. Jared Allen, 25. Dalvin Cook, 27. Christian McCaffrey, 24. That is a ton of points, all in the 20s. They got 75 points, just them. Kyle almost beat her with just those 3 guys.
That's correct.
But he also had Kenny Galladay for 13, Travis Kelce 17, and he's got the stinking Patriots defense scoring tons every
I know.
week. Then he gets the Ravens defense for 24 points.
How lucky was that?
That is incredible.
Some people are just lucky. Wow.
Speaking of lucky, I lost my script.
Oh,
Is this it?
that's all right. It's back to me. So here
Okay,
we are.
I'll try to find
So
it.
the next matchup, a very exciting matchup. Couple of big scorers between Nelson and Brandon this week. Wilson's Gridiron versus Doobies. And Nelson
Found it.
gets the W this week. Gets the win with 121.28 points. Brings Nelson up to a mediocre 5-5.
Woohoo, mediocre!
And Brandon gets the loss as expected. Drops him down to 2-8. The worst in the league, I believe. And sorry, that's not the worst. Anyway,
That's kind of cruel.
I did not intend it that way. Sorry. Sorry, Connor. Did not intend it
Would
to
you
be
say
that
that's
way.
a Freudian slip?
No. But anyway, back to the matchup. So Nelson this week, for getting a win, he had a couple of rough weeks. He gets the
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
comeback award for getting a win. Gets a good week from several of his players. I mean, when you look at it, Amari Cooper's been good for him all
Yes.
year long. Gets almost 30
I
points.
hate Amari Cooper because he almost beat the Vikings
Yeah.
all by himself on
And
Sunday
gets
night.
19 points from the Rams defense, which is a
Wow.
great week. Russell Wilson wasn't great, but 16 points. Michael Gallup, 16 points. Alvin Kamara, 11 points. So enough to get the win.
It's
So,
good he was playing
good
the
job.
team he played
It
against.
was good he was playing Brandon. And Brandon gets the whatever award. So moving on to the next matchup.
Which one is it?
You.
You're going to do that one?
Yep,
Okay, sorry, because you're in that
that's
one.
correct.
Sorry about that. The next matchup is Daniel Jones to the rescue. I couldn't put Daniel because there weren't enough character
Yeah.
spaces for it.
Yeah.
Versus Vibe Check. So it was me versus Connor. And the good news is I won, and the bad news is Connor lost, and Aunt Erin was making fun of him a moment ago.
I wasn't trying to
But
make fun
I
of him.
won. I got 128.32 to Connor's 125.44. So we're texting on Sunday talking about what is going on. And he says, I don't know. I was like, I'm totally crushed because he was way ahead of me in points. He had like 2 or 3 guys yet to play. He had Jason Witten on Sunday night. He had Emmanuel Sanders on Monday night, and there's another guy playing or whatever, and I just had Tevin Coleman if I was down, and I was down 3 plus 2 or 3 players to go against, so I thought, no way. He's like, I don't know, I think Tevin Coleman will do pretty good. Now, the thing is, Tevin Coleman did not do good. He only got 9.2, but Jason Witten got pretty much 0.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders got hurt in the game, so I ended up winning. I was watching the game last night. With 38 seconds left in regulation, Tevin Coleman caught a pass for like 6 yards, and it put me ahead of Connor.
Really?
Which gave me the...
Dang. You got sharks, pigs, lucky.
Wow.
I get the lucky award because I was lucky. Emmanuel Sanders got hurt, and Jason Witten is so old he can't catch a ball.
Yeah.
And I also get the... I get the stud award because I started Christian Kirk, the wide receiver.
Woo.
Now, here's another story between me and Connor. Kyle and I are trying to work out a trade on Saturday. We couldn't work out a trade. Connor wanted to make a trade with me, so we did make a trade.
Okay.
But I didn't have a receiver that I could start.
Okay.
And so I'm just looking around on waivers who's available. There's nobody really good available. And all of a sudden there's Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Not the best player in the league, not the best offense in the league, but
Wow.
he's better than Josh Gordon, I was thinking. So I just pick him up Sunday morning off of waivers.
You got him off
Put him
waivers?
in my lineup on
Man.
Sunday, and he gets me 35.8
Wow.
points more than anybody else, quarterback, wide receiver, tight end,
Man.
defense, anybody
See,
in
and
the league.
he was one of the ones I had looked at picking up earlier in the week because I'm trying to just change out some receivers. I should have done it.
I make a trade with Connor, and I pick up Christian Kirk off waivers, and he's the reason that I won.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. Otherwise, I'd have gotten crushed because that's 40 points
Yeah,
I would
right.
have lost by.
Wow.
And unfortunately for our friend Connor, he gets He gets the biggest loser award
Man.
because he lost to me by 2.88 points. I got my phone out and I did the calculator on it, and he barely. But I mean, he had a great week. Patrick Mahomes, 31 points. Josh Jacobs, 17 points. 10 points from Mike Evan. Devontae Adams, who you have in the other league, 16 points, and he had the Steelers defense at 25. I played against the Steelers in the men's league and the youth league, and they both came and attacked me. 25 points each. It was horrible, but I win.
That's too
Sorry,
bad,
Connor, about that. Your turn.
All right.
Last matchup.
The last matchup, the one that everybody has been waiting for. This was the big.
I don't think anybody's been waiting.
Everybody was waiting for this matchup.
I don't even think Judah's waiting.
I mean, the whole league was on. I'm waiting on the pins and needles, right, for this matchup.
I was gonna say pins and needles, but not with that accent.
Well, you know, that was Gru. And I'm on the pins and needles, right? From when he's watching. So anyway, apparently I'm doing movie quotes and voices all night tonight. So anyway, this is Walrus in the Woods.
You're a regular Phil Hartman.
I am. Walrus in the Woods versus Johnson Make You Quake. Judah versus me. And fortunately for all of us, Judah gets the loss this week. 120 points, which drops him down to 4-6.
How's that fortunate? Nobody needs him to lose.
I did, so it was fortunate for a lot of people, namely me. And so, but I got the win with 124.7 points, so not a big margin of victory.
4.6 in
4.6 points brings me up to 6-4.
Didn't even need a calculator.
So for Judah's award this week, he gets a very special award.
Missed it by that much.
He missed it by a very little amount, but it still, you know, is a missed it. And anyway, so Jameis Winston actually puts up a decent week this week. Chris Carson, a decent week.
We're always
Golden
examining
Tate,
his quarterbacks.
Michael Thomas, Robert Woods actually showed up this week to
22
some
points from each of his
so
receivers.
The main thing, though, is going into the final game, I really just needed Chris Carson to not explode in order to get there. And for a while there, it looked like it was not looking good. It was looking like he was going to have an amazing game until the 49ers defense showed up and crushed Isaac's soul. So, you know, there it is.
Soul?
No, Isaac's earlier, because the 49ers defense has also stopped Carson and then also helped Isaac lose, you know, his match. So, but anyway, Judah put up a valiant effort. In the end, lost to a superior team. So my award for the week...
A 4.6 point superior team.
Correct. So my award for the week, I have two of them. The first one is...
I think I've heard this one before.
Yeah. I've actually received this award in both leagues for the same dang player, which is David Johnson.
He got David Johnson.
Who was so pathetic this week that he had several carry attempts and a catch for 8 yards, but wound up with minus a half point on the week.
Because he fumbled.
And what in the world is going on with David Johnson? Why is he active if he is injured and not intending to play? I don't understand what is going on.
I think I read he got benched because he fumbled.
It's just, okay, fine. Bench your best player. Great move! I just don't understand what's going on with David Johnson.
They lost by 3 anyway.
But anyway... but you know, thankfully for me, had a really good week by Lamar Jackson and Tyreek Hill, and the next player, which is for the next award, which is
sing along.
Welcome back.
Your dreams are your ticket out.
And it's the Welcome Back Award for Melvin Gordon, who finally showed up to play some football this year. I thought the trade with Connor, where I gave him Josh Jacobs and he gave me Melvin Gordon, I was not excited about that for several weeks because it looked like I had made a horrible mistake on that trade. Melvin Gordon finally has a decent week. It's been about even. So, you know, I'll take it. It'll wind up okay. But thank goodness for me, he scored some points this week because had he done what he'd done the last few weeks, I would have lost this matchup. So, all in all, a good win for me. I will take it.
Next up, feel the adrenaline rising, the excitement level going to new heights. We're previewing this Sunday's matchups. And the first game we're going to look at is Daniel Jones to the rescue versus Johnson make
Yeah!
Quake.
That is correct.
And I'm going to win.
And I'm going to win.
The next matchup is Walrus in the Woods versus I'm Marissa's Minion.
I say I will win this matchup versus you in the Youth League.
I say Kyle's going to beat Judah in the Youth League.
He's not going to
The
bet
next
me.
matchup is
The
Correct
little
versus
sissy is
Tubbs.
not going to bet
And
me.
the Twins are going to win that game. Then it's Vibe Check versus Wilson's Gridiron. You think Connor can win over Nelson?
I'm not betting on Connor anymore.
The final matchup is brother versus sister.
That's correct.
I say
This is a
Isaac
big
is going to
matchup.
beat Abby this
I say
week.
Isaac is going to beat Abby this week. So, sorry.
Win chicken and
Yeah.
out.
No, I gave you the opportunity. You didn't want to do it.
It's because my team's not playing very well. I'll review it and we can look at it tomorrow night in Youth. We record this on Tuesday, by the way. Speaking of recording on Tuesday, it's time to get to the best part of the show. The power rankings.
Yeah! Here we go.
Coming in at number 9 is Abby. No, this is Patrick. No, number 9 is where the caboose is, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
Number 8, just slightly ahead, is Walrus in the Woods, Judah. He's 7th in the standings, but 8th in the power rankings. And number 7
But
is...
7th, but 8th in our hearts. So,
and number 7 is Connor Vibe Check. He's got more points than Judah and Abby this week, so he's actually going in the
Wow.
right direction.
good work,
But I
Connor.
think he needs to rename his team to please just 2 wins.
Yes.
And then at number 6, Mr. Mediocrity, it is Wilson's Gridiron.
Yeah.
Nelson with 5 and 5, and that's why he's in 6th place. He's 500, he's kind of so he's not that good. At number 5 is Isaac Chewbacca's Landry, coming off a loss. He got car wrecked this week,
Yep.
and he's at 6 and 4. Speaking of car wrecked, they are at number 4. Brody and Casey and Brody. They wrecked Isaac's car,
Yes, they did.
and they're at 6 and 4 as well.
Yep.
Coming in at number 3 in the power rankings, it's your friend and somebody else's friend, Aaron Schilp.
Yeah.
Johnson make you quake.
Back in the power rankings.
I think that even though you're tied with Isaac and the Twins at 6 and 4, you're better than them, just in fantasy and in life and in guitar and in growing beards.
And in age.
But you had the 3rd highest points this week. You got Lamar Jackson on your
That's
team.
correct.
You got Melvin Gordon coming on.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill is back.
That's right.
This is why I did not,
Watch out.
This is why I did not take the water bet. Also coming in at number 2, a little bit of scared to be in number 2, Daniel Jones
That's
to the
right.
rescue. Now my quarterback's on bye this week, so I got to figure something out there. He and Captain Kirk saved my day.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
And I got the 2nd most points. And I tried to lower myself, but I just couldn't lower myself to anybody
Yeah.
else's level.
Yeah.
And of course that means number 1 is the Jugger Minion himself. I'm Marissa's Minion. Kyle is in 1st place in the power rankings because he destroys everybody. And the
What is
only
his record?
he is
What was it?
9 and 1.
9 and 1. Holy
Which
cow.
leads us to one more thing.
Wow.
Get it?
See you later
Say-
next time.
No, say bye.
What?
Don't
Oh.
say see you later.
Bye-bye, everyone.
You want to push the button or you want me to push it?
We'll sit here for a bit.
You gonna take a nap? Oh, he fell out of his chair.
Okay.
Because that's my biggest fear, is that we would
Do the whole thing.
and it not be recorded.
I would notice.
Because we wouldn't record it, re-record it. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
just would quit, and
Yeah.
we wouldn't have a show, and it would be bad. Dude, you gotta change the clock. It says 11:44.
I know.
I'm like, it's midnight already. It's not even
No.
11.
It's an hour behind.
We still gotta do the water bet before I go. You could stand in Abby's bathroom in the shower tub.
We're gonna have to do
and I
something
can
there.
throw it
Yes,
at
it's
you
gonna
that
have
way.
to be this way.